Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we have in the house today the outstanding JDX.
Always a pleasure,
JDX, my brother. It's always a pleasure.
Always.
And I really want to thank you for coming to the table, JCT TV, today as we dive into the subject matter of clarity as it applies to love. I'm going to drop it in your lap and see where you go with it, and then we're going to bring some definitive closure to that subject.
Okay, clarity. As we discussed the last time, clarity is knowing. Always with the understanding of coming to the knowledge of truth, which is, you say clarity and love, right?
Yes, clarity and love.
Okay, clarity and love. Just understanding that love itself is a principle. That's how, to me, love is a principle. And it's not a word, because a lot of people use it as a word. And the first love that anybody or every one of us experienced when we first came into this life was our mother's love. Because the first cry was a cry of salvation. Mama was right there to show you what love is. And I truly believe that with the knowledge of knowing, because I don't believe, knowing, I like knowing. Clarity is to me knowing what it is. And I like to know. I don't like to believe. Because if I believe, I'm in doubt. So I want to know. I can know that when I cried, my mother came.
Indeed. Indeed.
She understood what the cry was for. She fed me. She cleansed me. She washed me. She clothed me. So the first foundation to me, coming to the knowledge of what love is, I always like to go back to a mother's love to her child from the very beginning of life, and see how much she dedicated herself for that child to reach to the place where she wants that child to be independent. And through that process, I truly believe that clarity should come to every one of us. The principle of the thing itself, called love, is the sacrifice of a mother's love towards us.
You use a term that love is a principle. And one of the reasons I wanted to sit on the panel with you in regards to the subject matter is because I would like for people to be more mindful of that term, or as you said, that principle, right? Because it is a principle.
It is.
Right? And love, you hear me say it often on the panels and different platforms, is the highest elevation of all understanding, right? So that's how come people say love is God and God is love, because it is not the Hollywood personified lust element. And most people think of it, they think of a relationship, what one individual feels for the other, but in a lustful manner.
But if you see, I didn't even go that path. I went to my mother's love, our mother's love.
Yes.
Because that's where the first principle starts. From the very first cry to the day that we all went independent of her, and then go and look for our own. And
Indeed, indeed. But it's amazing. If the folks don't get anything else out of this short segment here, I want them to get the concept of clarity in love. And when I say clarity in love, it's as it applies to love. Right? Love being the highest elevation of all understanding. We want you to take it even higher by truly understanding love. Right? Being clear on love, what love really is.
Love
is not a feeling.
It's not a feeling. Perhaps it's so simple. What you would like someone do to you, do it unto others.
That's right.
That, to me, there is nothing hard about it. What is so hard of being truthful? Let's be more honest.
True.
And you ask me a question. What is so hard of being truthful?
Brother,
is it hard to be true?
I think that's where we ended up last term, was that clarity is truth. Right? And if you're dealing in truth as it applies to love, that makes you unconquerable. And I want you folks to be unconquerable out there, because you are living in a time where others tend to want to dominate you. And it must be stopped by any means necessary, especially the most creative power there is, love.
Because the knowledge of self is the understanding of life. Because you and I, we are two different individuals. But at the end of the day, we are living separate lives.
Indeed.
We come together every month and do the show. And then we express ourselves to the whole world to see us. But the point still remains. I am myself and you are you.
Yes, sir.
And the respect that we give to each other,
Yes, sir.
the honesty, the truth,
Yes.
without no malice, no hypocrisy. Everything
love.
we do
That's
to
love.
each other is love. Because I respect you.